everybody, we're on the corner of Sunset and Fairfax. I'm going to be heading westbound on Sunset Boulevard, giving you a tour of Sunset Boulevard in West Hollywood. This is the prime location of rock stars and movie stars and everybody like that. The first little thing we're going to see up here is a Starbucks. The great thing about this Starbucks is once I met a professional dominatrix there, just to manage the other kinds of people you will meet if you come to this Starbucks. Our relationship didn't last too long when she told me all the stuff she was into as being a professional dominatrix and what she was looking for in a personal relationship, non-professional. She was still into some weird kinky stuff. I wasn't too into it. And we have Hayworth in Sunset, which is home of the Sunset Car Wash. Now the Sunset Car Wash, if you look at it from the outside, not this direction, but from Sunset Boulevard, you can actually see what's being done inside. The customers and their cars are protected by this big slab of concrete. It's built like a pyramid, and they did that on purpose by the designer. The place has been in business almost 30 years. It's a Sunset Car Wash. It is not the bikini car wash, which people think it is, because they're idiots. This is the Sunset Car Wash, which is known for this big slab of concrete. It's built like a pyramid to protect the inside, so you don't know who's getting their car wash. So and when they leave, you're like, oh my God, Bill, I never seen you getting your car wash. It's always so pristine. That's why, Bill, because you use the Sunset Car Wash. $21.99 for the average car wash, the cheapest car wash, I should say, but add in a few bucks for tips because it does include a hand washing. Now we have the Laugh Factory. Laugh Factory competes with the Comedy Store, being the best comic place or stand-up comedy place in Hollywood, West Hollywood area. And I'll tell you something about the Laugh Factory. We all know this is the place where Michael Richards lost his shit and dropped a bunch of N-bombs and was eventually banned from here. And then what they did is you're not allowed to even use the N-word on stage anymore. In fact, you're fined $20. Just ask Damon Wayans. He was fined 16 times in a set. Yep, he had to pay $320 for saying the N-word on stage. So, I mean, you might say it's not free speech at the Comedy Laugh Factory, but they're just trying to keep it clean and keep out the hate. Even Damon Wayans, I guess, can be accused of dropping too many N-bombs. And then we have another Chevron station. Here's another place to get gas. If you need gas, it's the Chevron station. Gas is $2.95 on May 6, 2020. We're going through the COVID-19 crisis, pandemic, corona, whatever you want to call it. Across the street on Crescent Heights and Sunset is Hyde, the nightclub, the bar, the restaurant, whatever you want to call it. It's Hyde. It's got like ivy growing out of it. It looks really fancy, but years ago, let me tell you, this place wasn't fancy. It was called the Coconut Teazer, and it was the outlaw rock and roll bar on Sunset Strip. Why was it outlaw? Well, because I'll tell you. So the city of West Hollywood and Los Angeles fight over this area all the time on who's going to patrol it. And what happened is, this is technically West Hollywood, but West Hollywood, the sheriff's department really didn't care too much about the Coconut Teazer, so they basically let it just become a total shit show. And what happened is it got infected with drugs and violence. When people like Guns N' Roses and Metallica and Megadeth and Gore and Gigi Allen and all these other people would play the Coconut Teazer, it'd be littered with drugs and violence, and it just got way out of hand. In fact, one day I was there, and I was seeing an acoustic performance by the band Game Face, and what happened was the guys in front of me were really loud and they wouldn't stop talking, and I tapped them on the shoulder, I stood up, I flexed my muscles, and I said, hey guys, you either shut the fuck up, shut the hell up, or beat it. And they're like, why, what are you gonna do about it? And I said, I'm gonna murder you, because of the Coconut Teazer, I can get away with murder here. And they believed me, and I went on to see a great show from Game Face. It was acoustic, it was awesome. And now we have the Liquor Locker. The Liquor Locker, if you need some Hennessy, some Ciroc, go to the Liquor Locker. It's on Sunset Boulevard. Oh my gosh, and look where we are right now. Chateau Marmont, Bar Marmont, whatever you want to call it. It's on Marmont Lane and Sunset Boulevard. It is Chateau Marmont. It's a hotel, it's a bar, it's a restaurant, it's whatever you want it to be. You can meet people here like Val Kilmer. Lindsay Lohan shot an entire movie, or most of an entire movie, inside this hotel. James Franco hangs out here. The guys from Poison probably hang out here. Eddie Van Halen probably hangs out here. And then when they're not there, they're at the Pink Taco getting some fudging tacos. That's right, Pink Taco is a taco spot. You can get margaritas to go here right now during COVID-19. Yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. They were packed with people. But right now it's calmed down just a little bit because Cinco Seto de Mayo, whatever you call it. This place was called Miyagi's. Now Miyagi's was a famous sushi restaurant on Sunset Boulevard. And it was famous because you could buy really crappy sushi here for really, really cheap and then get really, really drunk and then go upstairs when you're really, really drunk and really full of bad fish and just throw up everywhere. And it was like really cool to have drinks there and do whatever, and eat and drink and get sick. And that's Sunset Films. Sunset Films is the only actual movie studio, the production company type thing on Sunset that I know of that is not hidden. They have a big sign out there, so I guess they want the publicity, but that's Sunset Films. I believe they made 8 movies to die for. They make horror movies, they make action movies. They do a really good job on making films. And then we're at 82, 85 Sunset Boulevard. We're coming up to a little bit of traffic right here. And we have a slow sign. We're just gonna jump at the middle. We have the Cabo Cantina right here. The Cabo Cantina, there's another Cabo Cantina on Hollywood Boulevard. This is the original on Sunset Boulevard. Remember, it's 2-for-1 specials at the Cabo Cantina. It's Remedy. They have the solution here at Remedy. So check it out. If you ever need the solution, it's over there at Remedy. And then we have 8335 Sunset Boulevard. There's virtual offices here. Not much a lot to say. I'm sure that there's probably some cool production companies. They probably make great movies. And we're coming up to Carney's. Carney's is a diner that looks like a train cart thingy, and it's known for being a diner, and it's open late. They have good food, I'm told. I heard their fries are wonderful. They also have a patty melt that is to die for, they say, but not in the COVID-19 process of dying for it, which means you actually die. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not that good, or whatever you want to say. Then we have the Saddleback Ranch, or Saddle Ranch. I'm sorry, Saddle Ranch. Here's a funny story about the Saddle Ranch. Here's some insider tips. If you're a guy and you want to impress a girl, don't ride the bull. And I'll tell you why. So the guys inside who control the bull, if an outsider like me goes into the bar and they say, hey, I want to ride the bull, what they do is they put that bull on intensity level of like 10. And then you get tossed off in like 2-3 seconds. And then what happens is they have a bouncer or a bartender do that same thing, but they lower the intensity like 4. So it looks like you're a big pussy, yet the bartender and the bouncers are all masculine guys. And that's how these guys take chicks home every night instead of visitors like myself. So just remember that if you're gonna go to the Saddle Ranch, just buy a girl a drink and be a friendly guy. Don't try to out macho the bouncers and bartenders, because they're gonna show you up right on that electric bull. All right, now we have Kings Road. Kings Road is coming near the end of our tour. But I wanted to point out the Nods Hotel and Dad's or whatever. I think it was at Hilton or Marriott years ago. And the reason I know this is because back in 1998, I was on the security detail for Miller Genuine Draft's blind date, which had thousands of people come in, or not thousands, yeah, I'd say 1,000 people flew in from all around the country to see a band that they didn't know who they were seeing. And they stayed overnight here at the hotel. I was watching out for them and making sure they all got in safely. And we fed them or drank them or gave them a bunch of Miller Genuine Draft. Then we blindfolded them. We put them in a big tour bus and we took them to the Palace on Hollywood and Vine, and they got to see Bush. Now a couple of them didn't like Bush, so we ended up having to call like the House of Blues and other local venues and say, well, he's playing this, playing here, there, where. And sure enough, a lot of those people end up going to see different concerts, and they were still wasted from all that Miller Genuine Draft that they were drinking. Here we are at the end of the tour of Sunset Boulevard, westbound from Kings Road to Fairfax, and it's the original Comedy Store. They have the belly room, the original room, the main stage. Here it is, the Comedy Store. If you listen to Joe Rogan, you know this is where he tries out his material, as does Joey Diaz, Tom Segura, and many others. Don Mulaney's been here, Daniel Tosh, Anthony Jeselnik, one of my favorites, Rick Shapiro, Bobby Cosson, Neil Williams, Bobby Kilton. All these famous people have signed their names out here in front of the Comedy Store. It's world famous. It's competing with the Laugh Factory. I don't believe they give you a $20 fine if you drop the N-bomb. So all you nasty people out there who want to use that word, you can come here and say it and not get fined 20 bucks like they do at the Laugh Factory. I don't know if they still do that at Laugh Factory. That might have been just a rumor. It's not a rumor. I mean, it was the actual thing, but I don't know if they still do it. In other words, what I'm saying is the tour is over. Thank you for joining me. I will see you next time. Join us for the south side of Kings to Fairfax on the next tour.